Hello everyone, welcome to another project video. In this video, we are going to create a contact form or a sign up form using HTML and CSS. Before directly jump right into the video, let me show you the features of this contact form that we are going to design right now in this video. Here we have, as you can see from my computer screen, here is a sign up form. You see, here we have a first name field, last name field, date of birth, email, password, and here we have a select option. You can select your country where you are living from this select option right here. When we click this register now button, it says please fill out this field. Alright. And again, when you click this, please fill out this field. Let me say a name for this field. You see, please include this sign over this field. You have to fill out the email. So it is an email field, right? So this is one type of form validation. Here we have. Alright, from here you can select the date of birth from the select option. So now, having this, here we have the project folder right here. Okay, here we have index.html document, and here we have style.css document, and here we have the image that we are going to use as a background for this contact form. So having this, now let me open this folder inside my code editor. In this case, I am going to use Sublime Text right here. So here we have the folder. Here we have index.html, and here we have index.html, and here we have the basic HTML document right here. So now let me give a title name for this project. Let me say create a registration form using HTML and CSS step by step. Alright, and then here we have style.css. Here we have universal selector, margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing, border box. And here we have an HTML and body element selector. Font size for this project is 60 pixels. Now, having this, let me link this style.css with an HTML document using a link tag inside the head tag right here. So now having this, let me open this project right here. Alright, here we have. Now let me start the design part. Inside the body tag right here, let me create a div element having class name container. Inside this div element having class name container, we are going to nest an element which is a form right here. Alright, and then inside this form tag, we are going to nest an h3 element, an input box, a div element having a class name, an input box, and also we are going to nest inside this input box class. Inside this div element, we are going to nest a label element right here. Now let me say first name, and then we are going to create an input field right here. So now input type text, and then placeholder, let me say enter first name. Now over here we are going to create an ID. We are going to create an attribute having a value, an ID having a value of first name. So this ID value will be the same as the value for the for attribute just like this one, and then copy this and paste right here, and now change this first name into last name, and then again this ID value, the value of the for attribute, and then change the value of the for attribute in the ID attribute right here. Let me say last name right here and placeholder enter last name. Now again copy this and date of birth, and then the value for the attribute, the value for the for attribute, and the value for the ID attribute. Let me say birth, and then from here the value of the type should be date right here. So now again copy and paste right here. Here we have another field. This field, let me say this field, email field. So now email. Alright, here we have the value of the for attribute and the ID attribute right here, email, and then again copy this and paste right here. So now here we have the password field, password, enter password, and then from here for the email field the value of the type attribute should be an email, and for the password the value for the type attribute should be password. So having this, here we have another field, phone, enter phone number, and change the value of the ID attribute and the for attribute. Let me say phone. You can assign any name as you want, and then the type attribute should be, the value of the type attribute should be tel right here. Okay, and then another field also come into play, occupation. You can add any input field as you want, it is up to you, right? Alright. Okay, now it's time to add a select option field right here. Okay, so here we have a div element. Inside this div element we are going to have label and select element right here, having name and an ID attributes right here. So now here we have options right here. So now you can select any country from this list, right? Okay, now over here outside of this input field we are going to create a div element having a class name registration button right here. Here we have an input and type value, and type having a value of submit right here. Value registration now, register now. So now having this, when I save and refresh, here we have. So now over here you can select any country from this list. Okay, we have the date of birth. So now you can select your date of birth when you are born. Alright, this is the HTML part. Now let me jump right into to style this HTML document right here. So now using this class selector container, we are going to add some property value pair. Okay, the first property is, let me say, display flex, align items, center, and justify content, also center. And height 100 viewport height. So now when I save and refresh, here we have on the center. So now copy this and paste right here. Let me add a background image over here, and here we have a background image having a linear gradient and also background repeat, no repeat. When I save and refresh, here we have a nice background image having a linear gradient. So now again, using this element selector form, let me style this form field right here. So now using descendant selector, container, and form background, let me say white. Here we have the hexadecimal color code for a white color and with 100% and maximum width, let me say 650 pixel and padding 10 pixel from top and bottom and 20 pixel from left and right. Alright, having this, when I save and refresh, here we have. So now again, let me add a class over here for the H3 element right here. Let me say form title. And then using this class selector, let me add some property value pair to style this H3, the text inside this H3 element. Font size for this 1.5 rem, which is 1.5 times the global font size, which is found inside the HTML and body element selector right here, which is 60 pixel. And padding also 10 pixel from top and bottom and 0 pixel from left and right. Padding bottom 20 pixel. Alright, having this, when I say refresh, here we have. So copy this and paste right here. After and content empty, position absolute. For the position from here is relative. And then bottom, let me say 10 pixel and left 0 pixel. And height 5 pixel. Width 50 pixel. Background having a linear gradient, color right here, start from to the right, and then color light salmon and aquamarine. Having this, when I save and refresh, here we have. So now over here it's better to nest this form field inside this development having a class name about us. Again, using this class selector, not about us, it's about form. Sorry, here we have about form class selector. Alright, so now using this class selector about form and display, flex justify content, flex start align item, center and gap, 1.5 rim and flex wrap. Alright, here we have. And then it's better to add this H3 element outside of this about us form, this div element have a class name about us form right here. So now using this class selector input box, flex 150 rim, and then when I save and refresh, here we have. As you can see here, when you click this label, it redirects you to fill out the input field. So now let me style this label, the text which is found inside this label element right here. Here we have. Alright. So now using descendant selector right here, input element selector and a select element selector, let me style this. So here we have input element selector and select element selector with 100% height 35 pixel outline none, border 1 pixel solid gray, padding 5 pixel and transition 0.5 second. When I save and refresh, here we have a beautiful input field. That is pretty nice. Here we have date of birth field. You can select your birth date when you are born. And then here we have focus, font size 1.2, color gray. So when I save and refresh, alright, here we have a beautiful animation. When we click this label field, it redirects you to fill out this form. That is pretty nice. You see? Now, using this placeholder, color gray, and using this registration button, now let me style this registration button, text align center, padding 20 pixel. Alright, here we have. So now again, using this descendant selector, registration button class selector, and input element selector, padding 5 pixel with 100%, font size 1.5 rim, border none, border radius, transition 0.5 second. Alright, again let me add a hover over effect for this input field. So now remove the width and add padding instead. Alright, here we have. Now let me add required from here. So over here, when we click register now button right here, it allows you to fill out this form before sending this into the database right here. So now again, here we have last name field and register now button. It allows you to fill out this email field. Okay, again, when you click register now button, it says please include, please fill, it says this is an email field, so you have to fill out the email right here. So it is one type of form validation. So now this is all about how you can create a form field just like this one. If this content is valuable, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon to be notified when I come out a daily programming training video just like this one. With that being said, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.